Your name's Samson Costin? Costin. Okay. I don't mean this way. It sounds, but are you new? Yeah, no, like to the area. Is there somebody else that comes from Pine Grove Church? Yeah. So he just sent you instead, or?
No, I was told there was a need here for.
Absolutely. Awesome. Perfect. I appreciate you being here.
Hello. I want you to know it's in the rotation at this point. It's Monday's cup. Well, I don't know about that. We don't have one. So. Okay. But it's Monday's cup. It's Monday's cup now.
Awesome. For Board of Commissioners. Yeah. Get your point. Yeah.
I just take one and pass it down.
Thanks, Chuck.
Thanks, guys. Just a little bit of. I'm doing pretty good. Good, dude. How are you doing? Good. Don't take too many. Don't take too many.
What's the phone listing under? What's the phone listing under? Is it under controller files? Or is it just in the shared drive? Controller files. Extension? Oh, we're here? Yes. Okay, thank you.
Sarah. Pretty stuff. Pretty stuff on a regular basis.
Ron, I got you something in Kentucky you can't leave without me giving it to you first.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Don't get too excited.
Is it got anything to do with Lexington, Bardstown, Georgetown, Elizabethtown, Lawrenceburg, Louisville?
You haven't hit it yet.
No.
Uh-uh.
I've been to a lot of towns.
Starts with an F.
Frankfurt. There you go.
You didn't say that, did you? I don't think you did.
I went all around it.
Yeah, you did it all around it.
Brought him a little miniature of the state capitol.
I think
I bought him a little miniature, but it doesn't have anything to do with state
I think it's
capital.
B and T.
Yeah,
I'm betting it's
Tatonka.
Tonka.
No, that's what Indians call buffaloes, isn't it? Tatonka.
I have no idea. I don't speak indigenous.
I don't either, but
That was like Wonka Tonk or something.
I thought it was Tatonka.
But
It could be.
my great grandfather married an Indian, so
Yeah.
yeah. But I can't prove it, so,
Uh,
so I'm left out just
It'd
later.
probably be nicer. I can live with it, but it's right, I guess.
She has
My grandmother looked like an Indian squaw to me.
Yeah, Tatonka, the American bison or buffalo.
Yeah, there you go. Good job.
Hey, I don't remember much, but I remember that. Oh.
Maybe Wonka Tonk.
I think some tribes had different words for the same thing, though.
Yeah, they probably did.
Yeah.
It only makes sense.
Hey, look at that. I cut the light off. Somebody's getting a good deal over there.
Here's the top.
I always face this way. Avoided that sunlight, but
You don't know anything.
I can
I
see
don't
where
know
some
if
of
I'm
them-
getting the.
That's like, their word for God or some spiritual thing that they believe.
I don't know. The name Wankatane commemorates an incident occurring after the arrival of Matatua. We're getting deep.
So tell me this, was my Tonka truck named after an Indian
No, it's
toy or
different,
something?
different spelling, I think.
I know, but it sounds,
You ready, Michelle?
Yeah.
sounds similar. I mean, you know.
Call the meeting to order. It's Montcalm County Board of Commissioners, regular meeting for Monday, April 24th. We'll begin with a pledge. Invite everyone to remain standing for the blessing. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Vice Chairman Peterson.
Today we have Pastor Samson Costin from Pine Grove Church here in Stanton to lead us in prayer, please.
Heavenly Father, I thank you this evening for each one that is present. Thank you for this Board of Commissioners, Lord, and ask that you would bless their meeting tonight, that you would bless the people of Montcalm County, that you would continue to move and work in the state. Continue to bless the state of Michigan. Pray for our nation tonight as well, Lord, that you would continue to move and work in our nation, that you would bless our nation, that you would just make your presence known. I again pray for this meeting tonight, pray for discernment and wisdom in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Baker,
Present.
Johnston,
Here.
Peterson,
Yes, ma'am.
Painter,
Here.
Mahar,
Present.
Carr,
Yes.
Cone.
Present.
We have a quorum. Everyone's here. Everyone have a copy of the agenda for tonight? I don't have any changes. Does anyone else?
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Johnston.
I would move to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting.
Support.
Been moved and supported to approve the agenda as presented. Discussion. Hearing no discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Everyone have a copy of the meeting minutes, the last meeting, April 10th, 2023.
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Johnston.
I've moved to approve the minutes from April 10th, 2023 meeting.
Support.
Been moved and supported to approve the minutes of the last meeting, April 10th, 2023 as presented. Discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Public comments. Jump in line.
So I just want to apologize for accusing this board of something that didn't happen.
Name and address, please.
Oh, I am so sorry. Kathy Bresnahan, Pine Township. I accused this board of meeting, and it wasn't until Commissioner Cohn stood at the second public comment, and he was outraged that I had accused you of something, and I do apologize. I met with Commissioner Carr afterwards, and he explained to me what the meeting was that took place, and that was being approached surprisingly by Mr. Hayscamp. So I do apologize to you. I hope you can accept my apology. And I just truly am sorry that I didn't have clarification before I spoke out. So I do apologize.
Thank you. Any other
Thanks,
public
Kevin.
comments?
Thank you.
Clayton Thomas, Montcalm Township. Good evening. I first want to thank the commissioners that came out to the offices firsthand and saw what they were working with. I appreciate that in the last 2 weeks, the research and the hands-on work has been done. I'm not here on behalf of any particular office. I'm here as a voter and as a retired employee of the county for over the last combined 15 years. I'm here because as a constituent, I want to express my disappointment in the board and the manner that they suggested a move or a combination of the offices. As a governing board, you don't just answer to the voters, but also the employees of this county as well. As board members, I believe it's necessary that all understand the operations of the offices which they govern. At the very least, visit and talk with the department heads on a regular basis. I'm not asking for a daily or even weekly visit, but I do think it should be more than once a year, once every 6 years, or once in a lifetime of your tenure. I'm not sure how you can understand what you're governing without understanding the daily operations of the departments that you make decisions on. If this was something that was going to be discussed, it should have been properly put on the agenda. The board has the obligation to do the research, come to the table with a plan, go to the department that will be affected, whoever that may be, talk to them and ask what their suggestions are. Research the state and scale regulations as given by the Department of the State. If you don't, then it's just a waste of time and money. If you would just use Google, you would have known that the juvenile court quote isn't comparable to the circuit court or the clerk's office due to the length of time files have to be kept. Juvenile records are only 10 years. Circuit court and most of the clerk files are for a lifetime. Or the fact that the combining of the office, you realize, will lose certain revenue due to the state regulations. If it's not for the county, then how it runs, then what is the point of being on the board? With all due respect, if you are unable to put in the time due to your own obligations into the immensely important position and learn that the county operations, what did you take the position in the first place for? As it pertains to authority, I'm not sure that the board has the authority to move an office or combine an office to the state regulations, which I've printed. This county is losing long-term and quality employees at an alarming rate. We lost the chief prosecutor. We're losing the prosecutor's office manager, a maintenance worker, 2 deputies, and Judge Eggleston asked to reclassify a position due to not finding qualified applicants. Just from visiting on my own time, I've learned that the county spending is one of the reasons for these losses. Employees see the county hire an employee at $65,000 a year when there are deputies that have been here for 20 plus years that don't make that kind of money. They see you build $1 million+ building, but only give out 2 to 4% raises when inflation is at 6 and 7%. Try to remember that the employees of this county are the ones responsible for how this county is run daily. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Any other public comments? If not, our 6:10 agenda item, we have Mark Saban here from the Montcalm County Solid Waste Committee for a request. Welcome.
Thank you. I believe you received in your packet a request from Solid Waste. We'd like to put a scrap metal bin in Lakeview at the Lakeview recycling site. In speaking with the city manager from Lakeview and on their cleanup days, there is a lot of steel and scrap metal items that are being taken to the dump rather than recycled. So we decided to try, with your permission, a bin at the Lakeview recycling site where people can, a 20-yard open top dumpster, and let people throw in some steel. We discussed the possibility of theft or people throwing in garbage, but I believe that Lakeview has a very good security system up there. And they have the city manager, who's also the chief of police, who will take action should that happen. The cost of this being a $60 delivery charge to bring the dumpster, and then $338 to $399 haul charge at the current price of scrap steel, about $380 a ton. This will pay for itself, and we may actually make a few bucks depending on how heavy it is. This is an open-ended contract. This isn't something that we have to go on for a year, or if we try it, it doesn't work, people steal out of it, they start throwing garbage in it, we start having problems there, we're done. Pure and simple. But we'd like to give it a try and see if we can make it, because a lot of people have small amounts of scrap that they won't take to the scrapyard because it's not financially prudent, but yet if they could just throw it in and somebody else takes it to the scrapyard, they would like that. If it works there, we might try it somewhere else, but we'll have to give it a whirl and see how it goes.
Any questions for Mark? What's your pleasure,
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Peterson?
I move to approve and allow for signatures and agreement with Republic Services for a scrap metal bin to be placed at the Village of Lakeview Recycle Site for Solid Waste Management Committee.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Discussion.
It seems worth a try.
Mhm.
You know, I'm curious to see if there'll be scavengers.
As are we.
Then I'll see if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? And you can just stop it, and there's no long-term commitment here, right?
No long-term commitment.
Just month to month.
Yep.
So, Mark, is this, they can haul this monthly or wait till it's full, or?
I would assume, Chris, that they will wait till it's full, because as we spoke in the committee meeting, if it was full, it should pay for itself. And like I said, may bring a few dollars back to solid waste for what, depending on the cost of steel.
Yeah.
It's up and down every day. So
Any other discussion?
And if this works, it may look to be expanded to other parts of the county.
possible,
Okay.
Depending on some of our recycling areas are better than others with monitoring and taking care of their sites. And of course, with the new recycling compactors going in around the county, we're putting in cameras at all of those sites. So that certainly will help as well. And we may want to expand it elsewhere.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Mark.
Mark,
See what happens.
I think that's 3 meetings in a row he's been here.
Up next, our 6:15, we have Deb Ballard, the Equalization Director, with the 2023 Equalization Report and the L4024.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening. And I have my helper who put the book together this year, Nicole.
Welcome.
Oh, tonight we're going to present the 23 county equalization values. You all have a book on your desk. On page 1 in the equalization report is the resolution page with a real value of $3,223,517,800. Personal value of $261,594,000 for an equalized value of $3,453,600. 485,111,800. On page 2, it shows a further breakdown of the values by the classes: ag, commercial, industrial, residential. We have no timber cutover or developmental. And the total real, the total personal property, and the total real and personal. Page 3 is just a list of our commissioners, the department staff, and the assessors. On page 4 is a history of the Consumer Price Index since 1995. As you can see, the 23 is 1.05 or 5% capped value. But for Headley purposes, we will be using the 1.079 or 7.9%. What this means is the taxable value went up the 5%, but the calculations that we'll be using for our millage rollback fractions will be 1.079. We did run some preliminary numbers for the millage rollbacks, and the county millages will not be rolled back this year as they previously have been. So that's a good thing. Pages 5 through 10 gives you a breakdown of the assessed and taxable values by class, by township. This includes the percentage of increase and decreases as well. You can look through those at your convenience. Page 11 shows the change in assessed and taxable value for 22 to 23. The graph shows the increases. That graph can pretty much speak for itself. On page 12, this is the past value trends from 2010. Our taxable value has increased over 40% since 2010. And the assessed value has increased over 60% from 2010. Page 13 is the value trends in terms of tax dollars. This information is based on the actual 2022 millage rates that were spread. Our projected tax dollar gain is $1,269,916.16, which is a 7.35% increase. This is an increase of $241,074.87 from last year. Page 14 is just a graph that shows the percentages of each class by its equalized value, how much of it takes up for the county. Also included in your stuff was the L4024 that needs to be signed by the chair and the clerk for the submission to the state.
What page was that on, do you know, or was it?
That was in your other packets that were sent. That would be this one. There's
Does anybody else have it? Am I the only one that doesn't?
7 pages of it. That would have been in your in the packets that Michelle sent you.
The fifth attached.
Gotcha. There it is.
Do we have any questions that we can possibly answer?
Deb, explain the reason why Headley doesn't roll back this year for everyone that might not understand that.
When proposal A went through, taxable values would go up the consumer price index to up to 5%, and it would be capped at 5%. But the wording in proposal A did not cap the millage reduction fractions. So therefore, that's why we will be using the 1.079, because the consumer price index this year was technically 1.079. But of course, the taxable was capped at 5%. So the taxables only went up to 5%. That was written in the law for proposal A in 94.
Thank you. And then just a clarification and observation. So on the increases to government on taxable rate for 2023, if I'm understanding this right, Montcalm County, the county operating would be up about 700,000 from last year. Is that accurate?
The county, this is all of the county millages.
The operating millage is everything?
This, oh, yes. In the operating column, yes.
Yes, it's everything, or yes, that's the.
In your operating column, that would be just the county operating millage.
So for the purpose, Brenda isn't here, but basically for the purposes of our budget, the general fund is directly affected by the tax revenue. So in essence, there's a $700,000 bump from last year to the revenue for the general fund. Is that accurate?
Without doing the numbers myself, I didn't.
I mean, give or take, I didn't.
Right, yeah.
do it Either, I just roughly looking at it, 551 to 10,281.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Any
Yes,
other
and that won't
questions?
roll back.
Yeah. Anyone have any questions for Deb or Nicole?
Well, that was, Mr. Chairman, that was one of my questions. I was just looking at the operating column there. Do you have any insight as to why the total percentage is up so much? 7.3%, 7.4%? You may or not know. Just curious if you.
Well, considering the taxable increased 5%, that's a lot. And we had a lot of sales. And the uncapping also bumped that up a lot because of the sales.
So just a general improvement in the real estate market would drive up the values of properties, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think if you look at page 11, you'll see the percentages by township of the increase in assessed and taxable value. And when, the residential stands out significantly on that.
Mhm.
And when there's a bidding war on properties, then yeah, your values are going to go up.
That was my interpretation as well. I was just curious if we were on the same wavelength.
Yep, definitely.
So in the proposed motion, you have to approve and sign the 2023 equalization report and the L4024. But do you also need us to adopt this resolution that's on page 2?
Yes, sir.
So that resolution number would be 2023-6. So I don't know if we can do that in one motion, adopt the resolution 2023-6 and also approve and sign the 2023 Montcalm County
24.
equalization report and L4024. Clerk, what is your
I
recommendation?
would prefer to have two separate, but
Okay,
I'll do whatever.
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chairman Peterson.
I move to adopt and allow for signatures resolution 2023-06 accepting the Montcalm County Equalization Report as presented.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to adopt resolution 2023-6, a resolution to adopt the 2023 county equalization report as submitted with the accompanying statements. Discussion. Hearing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chairman Peterson.
I move to accept and allow for signatures the L4024 report of county assessed and equalized values.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to accept and obtain the appropriate signatures for the L4024 report of county assessed and equalized values. Discussion. If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Deb, do you have the 4024 for signature? Michelle does. Okay. Thank you.
Up next is correspondence. Vice Chairman Peterson with the correspondence, please.
Okay, we got a big correspondence today. Only thing I have really is the warrant report. That starts on page
23.
23. The only problem is there was a typo on the cover letter for the warrant report on page 23. It should read $1,117,148.03. So it says that at the end of the warrant report, but I don't know what happened here, but I think as long as we're signing the right one and approving the right amount, I would think that would work. So if nobody has any questions about the warrant report, I would move to approve and allow for signatures warrant number 04242023 in the amount of $1,117,148.03.
Support. It's been moved and supported. Approve the warrant report as amended. Discussion. And the two copies that are signed for the warrant report are corrected and Michelle has them, so we're all set. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Then next, the consent agenda, items 2 through 5. Does anybody have anything on those? If not, I would move to place items 2 through 5 of the consent agenda on file.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to place items 2 through 5 of the consent agenda on file. Discussion. If there's no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
That last one there is just for your information, and if nobody has anything on that, that will be your correspondence for Monday, April 24th.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Peterson.
Thank
Up
you.
next is committee reports, and we don't have any this month. Next is new business clerk correspondence.
For those of you that may not know, Kim Kuhn was appointed as Montcalm County's Register of Deeds today, and she took her oath of office. So I just wanted to point that out and congratulate Kim again.
Good.
Congratulations.
Number 2, new business controller correspondence. Brenda isn't here. Michelle, do we have anything? Number 3, chair correspondence, and I've got half of the GOP party here to help me explain this. So the Republican Party met Thursday night and discussed our offer to use the room and have declined. They were very appreciative of the work that we had done to try and maintain a place here for them, but the needs that they've just kind of outgrown this space, and it really isn't set up right for their needs. So they were graciously declining our offer, I guess. For now, they're gonna remain at Sydney Township where last week's meeting was for the near future, and see how that works out. So want to report on that, and then I'd like to see everyone after the meeting about a Lincoln Day dinner thing for the Republican Party. So that's all I've got in chair correspondence. Next is old business. We don't have anything, do we? Am I missing something?
We gotta figure out something. We can't get out of here in under a half hour.
Going for the record, man. Public comments.
Good evening. My name is Michelle Jorgensen, and I'm an elected precinct delegate of Dade Township, now serving on the Montcalm County GOP Executive Committee, as well as the District 2 Executive Committee. I'd like to express my thanks to two commissioners tonight whom I feel have supported the Montcalm County GOP in this issue about the safety and the use of the old courthouse. Thank you, Adam Peterson, for your supporting comments. And I quote, "I have never gotten one email about security here." Quote, "I still maintain that I have just enough faith in humanity that there aren't really people itching to come in here and make a mess of things." Mr. Peterson, I thank you for your trust. I'd also like to express my sincere appreciation to Pat Carr for his willingness to work towards a solution that would allow the GOP to continue to meet at the courthouse while trying to address the safety concerns of the employees. In contrast, I'd like to express my disgust and insult over Brenda Tater's comments specifically targeting the Montcalm County GOP. Quote, "I didn't like it at all that we had 60 people in this building last month during a Republican meeting. And who knows where those 60 people were. I'm sure GOP Chairman Matt Murray couldn't keep tabs on all 60 of them at all times. Hopefully everyone had their offices locked up. I just don't like it. I feel these comments were made under the subterfuge of safety, as the comments were not founded in logic. Anyone can enter this building during business hours and fall down the stairs, get stuck in the elevator, or enter with evil intent. Taking away our keys or hiring a monitor will not change that. We didn't need anyone to keep tabs on and/or monitor us, as there weren't really any safety issues concerning our group. But biblically, I know that all things work together for good. So this issue has precipitated the pursuit of finding a new space that will fit the needs of our growing party. We unanimously voted to call the Sydney Township Hall our new home for the next year. This new location will accommodate our growing group of patriots. Thus, this issue is really a blessing in disguise. With the devaluation of life, the disregard of the laws, the destruction of the Constitution, I would like to make a plea that you join the Montcalm County GOP patriots in this fight. Join our meetings, become a member, come to the Lincoln Day dinner. These are just a few of the ways that you could become involved. Again, I would like to thank Pat Carr for attending our meetings and becoming a member. I appreciate your support, Pat, and I would like to encourage others to join him. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kim Kuhn, Sydney Township. Good evening. I would just like to introduce myself. My name is Kim Kuhn, as I just said. I was just appointed to finish the term of Lori Wilson as Register of Deeds. I would like to thank Judge Simon, Prosecutor Andrea Kraus, and County Clerk Kristen Millard for having faith in my knowledge and ability to fulfill these duties. I'm very honored and proud to step into this role and want to assure the citizens of Montcalm County that I will keep your property records safe during my time. I look forward to working with the commissioners very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Sarah Burkholder from Pearson Township. Just wanted to let you know that the pieces that we purchased with your generous ARPA funds are on site and getting ready for install. And we'll keep you posted to a ribbon cutting. So
Good.
thank you.
Thank you.
How big's the plaque gonna be?
This
Oh, perfect. As long as I spell my name right.
Any other public comments?
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chairman Peterson.
I move to adjourn.
Support.
Been moved and supported to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
It's already over.
Shoo, I think that might be a record.
That's like record time.